Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's session on subscriptions on Google Play. I want to give a special shout out to all the people around the world watching us right now on the live stream. Yeah, woo! My name is Larry Yang. I'm a product manager on the Google Play billing platform. Today, I'm joined by my fellow product manager, Angela, and our business development lead, Niko. Say hi, everyone.
Hi,
everybody.
All right, let's kick things off with a quick show of hands. Who here is already running a subscriptions business on Google Play? Wow, that's like over half the room. That's awesome. All right. Who here is looking to get started on running a subscriptions business on Play? All right, that's like about a third of the room. That's awesome. Well, I have good news for all of you. Today, we're going to run through a whole bunch of features and capabilities that you can use right now to start a subscriptions business. Whether you're already have an existing business and you're looking to optimize or grow, or if you're just looking to get something started. But before we jump in, let's take a quick look at why we're even all here talking about subscriptions. Subscriptions is one of the fastest growing businesses on mobile today. And it's no surprise, users have been telling us that they love subscriptions. They love the value that subscriptions provide, and they love the access to continuous fresh content that they get via a subscription service. And users have demonstrated this love by making subscriptions a part of their daily lives. In fact, 62% of paid Android subscribers use their subscription app at least once every single day. And because users love subscriptions, developers love them too. Let's watch a short video highlighting some of the great success that you developers have had on subscriptions on Google Play. All right, that's pretty cool, huh? So this is a real testament to all the great work that you developers have done on subscriptions on Google Play. But together, we can do so much more. So today, we're going to share three things with you. First, we'll recap some of the features we've rolled out recently and share some of the successes that developers have seen with those recent features. Next, we're going to announce a dozen new features that you can put to work right away to help grow your business. And finally, we'll give a sneak peek at some of the ideas that we have around the corner, but more importantly, tell you what you can do today to be ready for when those features are available. So Niko, why don't you come on up and get us started? Tell us about what some of the successes developers are having today.
Thanks, Larry. The past 12 months have been truly exciting for subscriptions on Google Play. We, as a team, have worked hard to address the biggest challenges you are facing as developers. For example, minimizing churn. So I quickly want to run through 3 features we have seen successful developers use to do just that. Number one is real-time developer notifications. Real-time developer notifications give you immediate notifications when the subscriber state changes. For example, a subscriber renews or cancels. Essentially, it changes the way you operate your subscription business on Google Play, especially in regards to minimizing subscriber churn. Let me quote two of our top developers on this feature. Brain training app Alavet says, real-time developer notifications have helped them identify the exact moments a user cancels so they can remind them of the benefits of a subscription and entice them to resubscribe. And music streaming Anrami loves real-time developer notifications because it lets them predict subscriber churn real-time and quickly target canceling users with win-back offers. The bottom line is, for developers serious about retention, real-time developer notifications have become a must. Secondly, we invested quite a bit in helping you combat involuntary churn because it's just so painful. You spend all this time building a great product or service, then you convince users to become subscribers to your product just so they may churn because, for example, they forgot to update their form of payment. That's why we have seen such great success with a grace period, which allows us to retry to charge subscribers whose payment has failed for a defined period of time. And account hold, which lets you put subscribers in a suspended state until they update their form of payment. As you can see here in the example provided by our partner Music's Match, that's notifying the user about the payment that has failed. Lastly, we've heard really great feedback on the Play Console subscription reports we launched at I/O last year on this stage, actually over there, and how it provides many ways to analyze your business and find optimization potential. Developers have made it the primary destination for business intelligence for anybody working on subscriptions in their company. So to quickly summarize, our most successful developers show us how these features help them build great subscription services today. So we recommend all of you to check them out if you're not already using them anyways. Okay. Enough of features you already know. I want to welcome Angela to tell you all about the new things we're announcing.
Thanks, Niko. We've talked about how much users love subscriptions. And we strongly believe that by building a great user experience, we're also building a high-quality subscriber base. But we know that the user experience is not always perfect. So just taking a quick straw poll out there, how many of you have hesitated to sign up for a subscription service because you thought it would be too annoying to cancel, or it was just going to be a hassle to remember? I know I have, and I see a bunch of you guys have as well. And this is what we found in our user research. Users told us that while they can derive a lot of value out of their subscriptions once they've signed up, they also feel like they'll be trapped in the subscription without the ability to cancel. And since the majority of our users also have multiple subscriptions to manage, they're worried that they'll lose track of how much they're spending. These fears create a barrier for users signing up for your subscription apps, and we want to address that fear. And so we're really excited to announce that we're launching a new subscription center. This is a one-stop shop for users to manage their subscriptions in Google Play. We've done a complete UX overhaul of our old subscriptions page to make it easier for users to get more information about their subscription, easily fix their payment issues, and do other actions, such as restore their subscription. But rather than talk about it, let me just show you how it works. Niko has graciously volunteered to be my demo person.
Yes.
Could I get 2 forward on the slides, please? OK, we're just going to do this.
Do you want to go to the demo?
Yeah, so let's go to demo A. Yeah. OK, so Niko, could you open the Play Store and open the hamburger menu? OK, so we're looking at Vincent Verili's account. And we can see that subscriptions is now in a very prominent position on the hamburger menu. This is something new that has already been launched. So let's see what happens when you go into subscriptions. So Vincent doesn't actually have any subscriptions, but there's a new empty state with a Get Started link. So let's see what happens when you tap Get Started. When we tap Get Started, we see that there's a whole new selection of different subscription apps that the users can explore. And keep in mind that this is not the final version. This is something that our amazing merchandising team is working on, making a better experience day after day. So let's actually see what the subscription center looks when the user has some subscriptions. Can you switch to Wendy's account, please?
Yeah.
OK, so we can see that Wendy actually has 3 subscriptions in her account. One of them has a payment decline, which needs to be addressed. But in general, we can see that she has all this information about her subscription, including the SKU name, which is something that we didn't have before. And in order to go in and manage a specific subscription, we just have to tap somewhere. So Niko, let's tap on Pearl and Straw to manage that subscription. So let's say that Wendy just got a new credit card, and she wants to use that for her subscription. And she wants to update that payment method. So Niko, let's tap Update under Primary Payment Method. So now we can see all of the payment methods that Wendy has in her account. So let's go ahead and switch that to the new credit card. So we're done now, right? Well, we've actually launched a cool new feature. So you could either tap Got It, and Wendy can go back to enjoying her bubble tea subscription, or we can tap Add Backup to add a backup payment method, which is a payment method that will charge in case the primary fails. And this is also a new feature that we have already launched and is available today. So let's go ahead and use that old credit card as the backup. Awesome. And so now we're all set. So let's switch back to the slides, please. Sorry. OK. With the launch of the Subscription Center, we're also launching new deep links specifically designed for developers. You can direct your users to manage or fix their subscriptions from your app, over email, over web, really over any platform. And it's super easy to implement. All you really need is the package name and the SKU name to construct the deep link. And then you can put that deep link in a button or a link from any of your properties. So let's cut back to the demo to see how this works. So Niko, I need my Yak fix. Can you open the fabulous Yak app?
Sure.
Oh, man. I wanted to access that premium article about yaks, but all I see is a dead yak. So I guess let's manage payment methods and see what happens. OK, so I just followed the deep link, and now I'm in the Manage Subscription page for the fabulous Yak app. And I can see that there's an action required. So there's a problem with my account. And that the awesome thing is that there's also a CTA for me to fix this problem. So let's go ahead and fix that problem. So it looks like the old credit card, which is actually the credit card which we wanted to update earlier, has been declined. So let's go ahead and update that to the new one. Awesome. So now it looks like the subscription has been updated. Why don't we check whether we can access the Yak Premium subscription again? Oh. Nice. The payment's been fixed, and we're back to the premium experience. And that Yak is so happy. He's just over the moon with joy. Let's cut back to the slides, please. Finally, I'm very, very excited to announce that we'll be launching a survey to users for when they cancel this subscription. This is a feature that many, many of you have asked for. And you can access the survey answers through our server-side API today. And eventually, you'll also be able to see the answers in console reporting. So we're still rolling out the user-facing changes. But because we've already launched the API, if you query it today, you'll see a small percentage of the answers that users have already input. So let's get back to the demo to see how this works. So Niko, let's go to the Play Store and to Wendy's account again. So Wendy is not only a big fan of yaks, she also loves narwhals. But she's gotten kind of tired of the Narwhal monthly newsletter, so let's just cancel that subscription for her. So let's go into Narwhal, and then it's really easy. We just tap Cancel Subscription. Now what we see is a quick survey for the user to give the developer some feedback as to why they're canceling. And there are already a few pre-written answers, but Wendy has a pretty specific reason and can select Other to type in that reason. So Niko, she told you what that reason was, right?
She did indeed. She said there are not enough narwhals.
I mean, I guess they are an endangered species, so that makes sense. All right, let's finish canceling that subscription. Cool. And the nice thing is, even if tomorrow Wendy wakes up and she's realized she's made a huge mistake, she can actually go back and restore her subscription in the Subscription Center. So let's go ahead and restore that subscription. Awesome. So now Wendy can continue to enjoy her Narwhal subscription even next month. And that's it for the demo. So let's go back to the presentation. At Google, we've always believed that if you focus on the user, all else will follow. Because of this new user-first experience to easily manage subscriptions, users will trust our store and engage more with your apps. With the Subscription Center, we'll also be able to deliver more capabilities to you, the developer. The Deep Link and Cancel Survey are just 2 examples of these new abilities. So let's go back to Larry and Niko, who will tell you about the other new developer features that we're coming out with.
Thanks, Angela.
Thank you, Angela. Can we get a round of applause for a flawless demo execution? So when I'm not busy demoing things at I/O, so to say in real life, I'm part of the Google Play Business Development team. The Google Play Business Development team works on a daily basis, works directly with subscription developers of all kinds of backgrounds around the world. Naturally, we hear a lot of feedback and ideas for features, which we then take to our PM teams, such as Larry or Angela, to see how we can solve these things we hear about. So one of the requests is that you developers told us you want more flexibility in issuing refunds to your users. Currently, on the server-side API, you can only refund the latest subscription order using the purchase token. You cannot issue a refund using the order ID, issue a refund for previous subscription orders, or do partial refunds. And that's really not ideal when dealing with subscribers.
Well, I have great news for you, Niko, and for everyone here. We've now closed these gaps. We're extending the server-side API now to support refunds using order IDs. That means now you can refund a specific subscription renewal, not just the latest one. And starting today, you can also issue partial refunds. You can do that on the Play console. You can actually go over to our sandbox afterwards and see a demo of that in action. And this feature will also be available on our server-side API next week.
Cool. I'm sure that will make a lot of developers really happy. Another request we've heard a lot. It's maybe the longest standing feature request that I personally know of is price changes. At the moment, you cannot change the price of an SKU once it's been created. Obviously, that is very limiting for businesses, especially for businesses whose costs have gone up. So currently, the only way to do this is to create a new SKU and get users to upgrade. That also means that you, the developers, have to do all the heavy lifting, like messaging users or canceling users who don't upgrade.
So we've heard so much about this feature from Niko and other business development partners that we figured the easiest way to make them happy was to just build the feature. So I'm pleased to announce we now support mandatory price changes on existing SKUs. All right. Yeah, see? You made everyone happy now. So let's say you need to roll out a price change to all your users. Maybe your cost of content has gone up, or the tax structure has changed in one of the countries you do business in. So now all you need to do is you go to the Play console, choose the country or countries where you need to change the price, enter the new price, and click Save. And you're done. 30 days before the user's renewal date, Play starts sending emails and push notifications asking the user to agree to that price change. We also give you, the developer, a 7-day head start, so you can also message the user in-app. If that renewal date comes and the user has not agreed to the price change, we will take care of canceling that user. This feature is currently in early access. If you're interested in trying it out and joining our early access program, please visit the link that you see on the screen here.
I think it's so awesome that we finally let developers do that, give you that flexibility to actually build your business. I'm sure developers will love this additional flexibility and building their subscription business on Play. Which actually brings me to another ask. I mentioned earlier how much developers love the subscription reports and that retention is a key topic. So what we've heard quite a bit is that you, developers, ask for reports that provide even more details, especially on the topics on retention and cancellations. So Larry, I know we have a lot to share here. You want to jump right in?
Yep. So we have a lot of great news in this area as well. So at I/O last year, we announced a brand new subscriptions dashboard. A lot of developers have told us that they love their reports, and many of our top developers use those reports every day to gain insights onto their business. But you have all asked for more capabilities, which is why we've extended 2 new capabilities in our subscription reports. Let's take a quick look at what those are. First, we're creating a new retention report. Now, it's super easy to go in and look at specific cohorts, say by SKU or dates or by country. Now, you can also drill into your free trial conversion and other interesting metrics in this report. And you can also look specifically at how many renewal periods various users in the cohorts have advanced through. After all, that's the name of the game when you're running a subscriptions business. So the second change we're making is we're making improvements to the cancellation report. Here's where you will see the data from the cancellation survey that Angela and Niko showed you earlier. And we'll also give you details on how your win-back and your retention features are performing, such as account hold and grace period. All in all, this feature will be rolling out over the next few weeks, and it's going to help subscription developers like you understand and optimize your entire user lifecycle. You can get more details on our new reporting capabilities in tomorrow's session on analyzing and benchmarking over on stage 3 at 9:30 tomorrow morning.
OK, I know I said a lot, but are you done now? I think we have more things to announce.
Wait, no, I got a few more things I just got to squeeze in. Our engineers have done so much stuff. Okay. Just give me a few more seconds.
You go, I sit down in the meantime.
Okay. I wish we had more time. They told us they're going to just cut us off at the end of this session. So just real quick here. There's a couple of other things with the world I want to share with you all. You all have asked for the ability to do quicker renewals on your test subscriptions. So we've now rolled that capability out. For example, a monthly test subscription will now renew in just 5 minutes. You also wanted the ability to create an intro price period that's different from your regular recurrence period. So we've now rolled out that capability. So you could say, for example, offer $1 for 90 days and then kick into $10 a month on your subscription. And finally, we have the capability for you to offer an upgrade, but keep the user's renewal date and charge an incremental prorated price. This last feature is only available with the Play billing library, which you'll hear a little bit more about later.
All right, thanks, Larry. I think my brain hurts from trying to remember all those new features you just covered. So let's just recap. We've launched 12 new features in total, both for users and for developers. On the user side, we've created a better user experience with the new Subscription Center, including app discovery, backup payment method, new deep linking, and a cancel survey. For the developer, we're giving you a ton more flexibility, including improved refunds, ability to change SKU prices, and advanced reporting, and more. We've bolded the features that are available now, so go check them out as soon as you can. All of these other features we're working on rolling out in the next couple of weeks. So these are the features that we've been working on this past year. But what are we going to do next year and the year after that? Larry, do you want to tell them more?
Yes. So these features we just shared are things you can use right now to grow your business. But we're not done. Our engineers are hard at work coming up with new features that will help you acquire and retain your subscribers. So for example, imagine if your users could sign up outside of your app, say from the Play Store or from anywhere else on the web. Or what if your users could pay with cash? Or what if we offered the option for users to temporarily pause their subscription instead of outright canceling them? Or maybe we can help you win back users by getting them to reactivate a subscription well after the subscription has expired.
OK, but wait a sec, Larry. As exciting as that sounds, does it mean that every single time we launch one of these new features, our developers have to rewrite all of the code? You know,
so I knew you were going to ask that, so we've thought a lot about this. So our goal is to be able to build all these features in such a way so that you don't have to do as little work as possible. Our goal is to get as close as possible to zero integration. And we want that to happen on both the client side with your app, as well as on your server-side integration.
That sounds great, but how are you going to do that?
All right, just relax. I got this. All right, let me just give me a few minutes. I'll talk through how we're going to make this happen. All right. So first, let's talk about what you need to do on your client side. So last fall at Playtime, we announced version 1.0 of the Play Billing Library. The Play Billing Library is an abstraction layer on top of your ADL file. API updates are picked up automatically when you update your build dependency file and the next time you compile your app. So now there's no more searching reference code, sample code, and copying it and hoping you got the right version and all that. It's all taken care of automatically. Today, we're announcing version 1.1 of the Play Billing Library. This version includes the feature I mentioned earlier, where you can upgrade and keep the expiration date. And when we roll out price changes, that feature will also only be available via the Play Billing Library. Using the Play Billing Library is very, very simple. There's just 3 easy steps. Now, since no I/O presentation is complete without showing some code, I'm going to go and show a few of the code examples for this. Now, you're probably thinking, oh, no, we're near the end of the session. Now you're going to show me a bunch of code. Don't worry. The whole point of showing you this code is to show you just really how little code it takes to use the billing library. So first, all you need to do is add this one line to your build.gradle dependency file. Second, you need to, of course, create the billing client instance. And to do that, set up the listener and connect to Google Play. Of course, don't forget to build your own retry policy in case your client loses a connection. And the third and final step is, of course, to call the proper method as you go through your purchase life cycle, just like you do today. And that's it.
OK. I'm convinced. It's so straightforward that even I get it. And it's actually very close to zero integration. But still, it's late afternoon. And I think we've had enough slides with code. So, and then at the end of the day, what really matters is how developers actually like it. And my favorite quote here comes from Joe Birch. He's an Android Eng lead at Buffer, and he's also a Google developer expert who called the Google Play Billing Library a dream come true. And we're making this dream come true for thousands of developers today already. So if you, like me, did not memorize the code on those slides, note down this link here on the slide to learn more.
So remember, with the Play billing library, your integration is much, much simpler, just a lot less code to manage. New features rolling out in the future will only be available using the Play billing library. Currently, it's only available for Java and Kotlin developers, but a C++ version is coming soon. OK, so that's what you need to do on your client side. Now, here's what you need to do on your server side. Earlier, we talked about real-time developer notifications. Let me go through a little bit of detail on what it is and how you can use it today, and then how it will prepare you for the future. So with real-time developer notifications, you set up a Google Cloud PubSub integration, and we send you real-time messages whenever important events happen with your user's subscription. So for example, when you have a new user that signs up or an existing user that renews, we'll send you a message, and you now know you need to continue or you need to grant a new entitlement or continue to grant entitlement to that user. If today you've integrated and implemented account hold, and by the way, in case you weren't looking on that video, you really, really should integrate with account hold. We now send you a real-time developer notification when the user has a payment issue and goes on hold, or when the user recovers from their payment issue and they come off hold. So now, immediately, you will know when to withhold entitlement or to grant back entitlement to that user. This is super important if you have a service that operates cross-platform. Say you have users who sign up on Android but might consume on web or other mobile platforms. Real-time developer notifications also tell you about voluntary cancellation, where the user chooses to cancel. In this situation, when you get that message, right away you should start trying to win back that user. Maybe remind the user about some new content that's coming up, or tell them about some features that you notice that they haven't used in your app. And using the deep link that Angela told you about earlier, you then drive the user back to the subscription center, where they click on the restore button, and with one tap, they become an active subscriber again. So these are some of the things you can do today, right now, with real-time developer notifications. But in the future, if you integrate now, you'll be ready for some of the new things that we'll be rolling out. Like, say, a user temporarily pauses their subscription. We'll send you a developer notification so you'll know that's happened. Or if we got a user to reactivate their subscription after it's expired, you'll get a real-time developer notification, and you now know to grant entitlement back. But remember, with real-time developer notifications, the notification is only telling you that a subscription state has changed. You still need to call our server-side API and query the full state of the subscription and know exactly what you need to do, exactly what action you need to take with that subscriber.
So as I mentioned earlier, real-time developer notification has become an essential part of our top developer subscription setup. Check out the details on how to set up real-time developer notifications under this link, which takes you to the developer pages and has all the details.
So remember, if you want to future-proof your integration, be sure to use both the Play billing library on your client side and integrate with real-time developer notifications on the server side. All right, phew, that was a lot of stuff. So give us a couple minutes here. We're just going to real quick recap all the stuff that we introduced and told you about.
So we started off with talking about how much users love subscriptions thanks to the great work you have done, thanks to the great products and subscription services you have launched and you're operating.
We've shared with you 12 new features, including many features built around the new subscription center.
And finally, we talked about how you can use the Play billing library and integrate with real-time developer notifications so that you're ready as we roll out new features.
Yeah, because obviously this is only day one of I/O, so there are more great sessions that you should definitely check out. Two we want to recommend you is the 6 p.m. session on games today, which will also talk about subscriptions and games. And then tomorrow at 9:30, you can learn much more about all the great reports we only touched on today.
You can also check out demos of a lot of the features we've announced in the sandbox, which is over there. And we also have an office hours specifically for Google Play subscriptions tomorrow at 2:30 p.m.
If you have more questions, join us over at the Android and Play Conversations area right after this session. I think it's just on the other side of the wooden deck to your right as you walk out. And lastly, we would love to get your feedback. After all, how is Niko going to get better at his jokes if we don't give him feedback? OK, that's it, everyone. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your I/O.
Thank you.